Cleveland Center, American 392, with you at 32,000. American 392, radar contact, you're identified. FedEx 810 Heavy, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. American 1856 Heavy, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. United 17 Sierra Sierra, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. United 77 Romeo, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Emirates 3 Tango, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Chicago Center, FedEx 810 Heavy, with you at 20,600.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. United 77 Romeo, radar contact, you're identified.
Chicago Center, Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy, with you at 34,000, descending via Wind 2 arrival.
Emirates 3 Tango, radar contact, you're identified.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy, requesting descent via Wind 2 arrival.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy, proceed as requested. FedEx 717, proceed on course to Detroit Metro.
Proceed on course, FedEx 717, Chicago Center, United 17 Sierra Sierra, with you at 30,000.
United 17 Sierra Sierra, radar contact, you're identified. American 392, contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0, American 392. Chicago Center, American 392, with you at 32,000. American 392, radar contact, you're identified.
American 1856 Heavy is 4 nautical miles north of HJ Umbau at 21,800 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare.
American 1856 Heavy, continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare.
Roger, American 1856 Heavy.
FedEx 810 Heavy, contact Chicago approach on 125.7.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7, FedEx 810 Heavy.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Cleveland Center on 127.0.
Cleveland Center, Air Canada 220 Heavy, with you at 13,200.
Vietnam Airlines 37, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Cactus 552, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Chicago Center, Oscar Kilo Tango Oscar November Yankee, with you at 17,100. Air Canada 220 Heavy, contact Toronto Pearson traffic on 122.8.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet is 5 nautical miles southeast of Cleveland Hopkins at 38,000 feet, requesting flight following to Chicago O'Hare.
Oscar Kilo Tango Oscar November Yankee, radar contact, you're identified. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet, proceed on course to Chicago O'Hare.
Contacting Toronto Pearson traffic on 122.8, Air Canada 220 Heavy.
Proceed on course, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Air Canada 220 Heavy is 4 nautical miles south of Guelph at 11,000 feet, requesting visual approach runway 5 at Toronto Pearson.
Air Canada 220 Heavy, requested airport is outside of coverage area. Proceed on course.
Roger, Air Canada 220 Heavy, thank you, good day. Air Canada 220 Heavy, Cleveland Center, American 1275, with you at 6,900.
United 17 Sierra Sierra, requesting descent to flight level 210.
Cleveland Center, Air Canada 350 Heavy, with you at 26,600. American 1275, radar contact. You're identified. Air Canada 350 Heavy, radar contact. You're identified. United 17 Sierra Sierra, altitude at your discretion. Cactus 552, radar contact. You're identified. Vietnam Airlines 37. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0, Cactus 552.
Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0. Vietnam Airlines 37.
Chicago Center, Cactus 552, with you at 38,000.
American 1856 Heavy. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. FedEx 717. Radar contact. You're identified. Descending via wind to arrival. American 392. United 123 Heavy is 6 nautical miles north of Hunziker at 34,000 feet. Requesting ILS approach runway 4 right at Chicago O'Hare.
Cactus 552, requesting descent via Veek 5 arrival.
Cactus 552. Proceed as requested. United 123 Heavy. Continue as filed.
Descending via Veek 5 arrival, Cactus 552.
FedEx 717. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0.
Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0, FedEx 717. FedEx 717 is 7 nautical miles west of Three Rivers at 30,000 feet, requesting flight following to Detroit Metro.
FedEx 717. Descend via VCTRZ2 arrival. American 29 is 9 nautical miles southeast of O. John Clark at 18,600 feet. Requesting flight following to Detroit Metro.
Descending via VCTRZ2 arrival, FedEx 717.
American 29. Proceed on course to Detroit Metro. Proceed on course. American 29. United 77 Romeo. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. United 77 Romeo.
United 17 Sierra Sierra, request frequency change.
Cleveland Center, Air Transat 2747 Heavy, with you at 37,000. United 17 Sierra Sierra. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7, United 17 Sierra Sierra.
Chicago Center, Blue Streak 4944, with you at 23,000.
Oscar Kilo Tango Oscar November Yankee. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Blue Streak 4944. Radar contact. You're identified. Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. Oscar Kilo Tango Oscar November Yankee. Air Transat 2747 Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified. Chicago Center. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. With you at 23,300. Oscar Kilo Tango Oscar November Yankee. Radar contact. You're identified. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. Radar contact. You're identified. Vietnam Airlines 37. Requesting descent via Expo 5 arrival. Vietnam Airlines 37. Proceed as requested. Descending via Expo 5 arrival. Vietnam Airlines 37.
Cleveland Center, American 387, with you at 21,500.
American 387. Radar contact. You're identified. Chicago Center. Corina 709 Heavy. With you at 16,100. FedEx 717. Contact Detroit approach on 125.15. Corina 709 Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified.
Contacting Detroit approach on 125.15, FedEx 717.
Chicago Center. Delta 264. With you at 16,600. Emirates 3 Tango. Descend and maintain 7,000. Delta 264. Radar contact. You're identified.
Descend and maintain 7,000, Emirates 3 Tango.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy. Descend and maintain 8,000. Delta 264 is 29 nautical miles northeast of Chicago Meigs at 16,900 feet. Requesting flight following to Toronto Pearson.
Descend and maintain 8,000, Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy.
Delta 264. Flight following request not required after check-in. Stand by. Delta 264. Chicago Center. American 6594. With you at 34,000. American 6594. Radar contact. You're identified. Delta 69. Requesting descent via Ernie 8 arrival. Delta 69. Proceed as requested. American 6594 is 4 nautical miles northeast of Cahokia Municipal at 34,000 feet. Requesting ILS approach any runway at Chicago O'Hare. Descending via Ernie 8 arrival. Delta 69. Delta 264 is 26 nautical miles west of southwest Michigan at 18,500 feet. Requesting GPS approach runway 15 right at Toronto Pearson. American 6594. Descend via BDF 8 arrival. Chicago Center. SkyWest 4402. With you at 18,000. Descending via BDF 8 arrival. American 6594. SkyWest 4402. Radar contact. You're identified. United 1071. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0. United 1071.
Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Chicago Center, United 1071, with you at 34,000. Golf Sierra Tango Echo Victor, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0, United 1071. Radar contact. You're identified. United 1071. Descend via Week 5 arrival. Descending via Week 5 arrival. United 1071. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Cleveland Center, SkyWest 4736, with you at 18,400. Chicago Center, Cantus 174 Victor Golf Heavy, with you at 15,800. Cantus 174 Victor Golf Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified.
Cactus 552 is 1 nautical miles southeast of Fulton Cove at 30,200 feet, requesting ILS approach any runway at Chicago O'Hare.
SkyWest 4736. Radar contact. You're identified. Cactus 552. Continue as filed. Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey.
Continue as filed, Cactus 552.
Cleveland Center, Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey, with you at 34,100. Cactus 552. Descend and maintain 12,000. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. Radar contact. You're identified.
Descend and maintain 12,000, Cactus 552.
Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey is 6 nautical miles southwest of WK Kellogg at 34,700 feet. Requesting radar vectors to Detroit Metro. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. Unable at this time. Proceed on course to Detroit Metro. Roger. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. American 387. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum.
Thank you, good day, American 387.
Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. Descend and maintain 8,000. Descend and maintain 8,000. Zulu Sierra Papa Victor Whiskey. American 392. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Delta 69. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. Delta 69. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. American 392. Emirates 3 Tango. Turn left heading 210. SkyWest 4402. Request frequency change.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy, request frequency change.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy. Stay on my frequency. SkyWest 4402. Stay on my frequency. American 29. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Turn left heading 210, Emirates 3 Tango.
American 29 is 8 nautical miles west of Tyrone at 29,000 feet. Requesting flight following to Detroit Metro. American 29. Proceed on course to Detroit Metro. Proceed on course. American 29. Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy. Turn left heading 170.
Turn left heading 170, Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy.
Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy. Make a left 360. Emirates 3 Tango, make a left 360.
Making a left 360, Emirates 3 Tango.
Corina 709 Heavy, contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Delta 264. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. Corina 709 Heavy, Cleveland Center. Corina 709 Heavy, with you at 32,900.
Making a left 360, Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy.
United 2249. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum. Corina 709 Heavy. Requesting climb to flight level 350. Corina 709 Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified. Corina 709 Heavy is 3 nautical miles southeast of Kirsch Municipal at 33,500 feet. Requesting radar vectors to John F. Kennedy. Corina 709 Heavy. Unable at this time. Proceed on course to John F. Kennedy. Roger. Corina 709 Heavy. United 123 Heavy. Descend via BDF 8 arrival. Descending via BDF 8 arrival. United 123 Heavy.
Cleveland Center, Delta 2671, with you at 11,400. Chicago Center, Delta 252 Heavy, with you at 37,000.
United 123 Heavy is 1 nautical mile south of Illinois Valley at 19,200 feet. Requesting ILS approach runway 4 right at Chicago O'Hare. Emirates 3 Uniform Heavy. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. United 123 Heavy. Continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare. American 6594. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Roger. United 123 Heavy. Delta 252 Heavy. Continue as filed. Golf Sierra Tango Echo Victor. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Continue as filed, Delta 252 Heavy.
Tango Hotel India Charlie Charlie 1. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0. American 1275. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Chicago Center, United 1071. With you at 34,000. Descending via Week 5 arrival.
Cactus 552, request frequency change.
Cactus 552. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. United 1071. Radar contact. You're identified. Chicago Center. Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy, with you at 32,100. Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified. Cleveland Center. Air Transat 2747 Heavy, with you at 37,000. United 123 Heavy. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7.
Delta 252 Heavy, requesting descent via Shane 2 arrival.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. United 123 Heavy. Echo Yankee Victor 149. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet is 6 nautical miles northwest of Valhalla at 38,000 feet, requesting GPS approach any runway at Chicago O'Hare.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Continue as filed. Chicago Center, SkyWest 4736. With you at 26,000. SkyWest 4736. Radar contact. You're identified. Blue Streak 4944. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet, emergency fuel, 0 minutes remaining.
Cleveland Center, United 6341. With you at 32,000.
Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0, Blue Streak 4944. Cleveland Center, Blue Streak 4944, with you at 23,000.
United 6341. Radar contact. You're identified. Blue Streak 4944. Radar contact. You're identified. Cleveland Center, Wisconsin 1, with you at 17,000. Wisconsin 1, radar contact, you're identified.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet, emergency fuel, 0 minutes remaining.
SkyWest 4402, request frequency change. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Copy emergency fuel. SkyWest 4402. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Copy emergency. Please divert to nearest practical airport. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. SkyWest 4402. Cleveland Center. Corina 709 Heavy. With you at 35,000. Corina 709 Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified.
Chicago Center, Wisconsin 5987. With you at 7,000.
Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Wisconsin 5987. Radar contact. You're identified.
Wisconsin 5987 is 1 nautical miles southwest of Herbert C. Moss at 7,000 feet. Requesting ILS approach runway 7 right at General Mitchell.
Wisconsin 5987. Continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 7 right at General Mitchell.
Roger, Wisconsin 5987.
Cleveland Center, Delta 264, with you at 34,000. Delta 264, radar contact. You're identified. Delta 264 is 2 nautical miles southwest of Lee Field at 34,000 feet. Requesting GPS approach runway 15 right at Toronto Pearson. Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy, Delta 264. Requested airport is outside of coverage area. Proceed on course. Roger, Delta 264. Cleveland Center, Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy, with you at 37,000. Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy, radar contact. You're identified.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet is 5 nautical miles northeast of Fort Wayne at 19,000 feet, requesting visual approach any runway at Fort Wayne.
Cleveland Center, Delta 1365, with you at 15,700. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Expect vectors for the visual approach runway 5 at Fort Wayne. Delta 1365. Radar contact. You're identified. United 6341. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Chicago Center, EVA 55 Heavy, with you at 15,600. Roger, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Turn right heading 210. Descend and maintain 4000. Chicago Center, United 6341. With you at 32,000. United 6341. Radar contact. You're identified. United 6341. Descend via Week 5 arrival. Descending via Week 5 arrival. United 6341. Blue Streak 4944. Reduce speed to 270 knots. American 29. Increase speed to 300 knots.
Reduce speed to 270 knots, Blue Streak 4944.
Delta 2671. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0, Delta 2671, Chicago Center, Delta 2671, with you at 24,700.
Increase speed to 300 knots. American 29, Delta 2671. Radar contact. You're identified. SkyWest 4736. Descend via wind to arrival. Descending via wind to arrival. SkyWest 4736. Wisconsin 1. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0. American 1275. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0. Wisconsin 1.
Contacting Chicago Center on 127.0. American 1275.
Chicago Center, Wisconsin 1. With you at 24,000.
Thank you. Good day. American 1275. Chicago Center. American 1275. With you at 30,000.
American 1275. Radar contact. You're identified. Wisconsin 1. Radar contact. You're identified. American 6594. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. American 6594. Wisconsin 1 is 2 nautical miles west of AC Miller at 24,000 feet. Requesting GPS approach runway 10 right at Chicago O'Hare. Wisconsin 1. Continue as filed. Continue as filed. Wisconsin 1.
United 2202 is 10 nautical miles north of Heppner at 36,000 feet. Requesting flight following to Chicago O'Hare.
American 29. Contact Detroit approach on 125.15. Blue Streak 4944. Contact Detroit approach on 125.15. Contacting Detroit approach on 125.15. American 29. United 2202. Proceed on course to Chicago O'Hare.
Contacting Detroit approach on 125.15, Blue Streak 4944.
Proceed on course. United 2202.
Tango Hotel India Charlie Charlie 1. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. Tango Hotel India Charlie Charlie 1.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Turn right heading 260.
Unable, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Report airport in sight.
Wilco, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Chicago Center, Delta 363, with you at 35,000. Chicago Center, United 412 Uniform Alpha Heavy, with you at 24,000. Chicago Center, Envoy 2012, with you at 17,500. United 412 Uniform Alpha Heavy, radar contact. You're identified. Envoy 2012, radar contact. You're identified. Delta 264. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum. Delta 1365. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum. Frequency change approved Delta 1365. Good day. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Descend and maintain 2000.
Unable, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Frequency change approved Delta 264. Good day. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Report airport in sight.
Wilco, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Airport in sight, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Cleared visual approach runway 5. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Contact Fort Wayne traffic on 122.95. Cactus 369 Victor Juliet. Thank you. Good day.
Contacting Fort Wayne traffic on 122.905, Cactus 369 Victor Juliet.
Air Transat 2747 Heavy. Requesting descent via Lin 3 arrival. Air Transat 2747 Heavy. Proceed as requested. United 1071. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Descending via Lynn 3 arrival. Air Transat 2747 Heavy.
Chicago Center, United 147, with you at 15,600.
American 1275. Descend via ESSP 05 arrival. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. United 1071. United 147. Radar contact. You're identified.
Descending via ESPO 5 arrival. American 1275.
United 147 is 3 nautical miles east of Waukegan RGNL at 16,000 feet, requesting flight following to Cairo International.
United 147. Flight following request not required after check-in. Delta 363 is 5 nautical miles southwest of Prairie du Chien at 35,000 feet. Requesting ILS approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare.
Wisconsin 5987. Request frequency change.
Delta 363. Continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare, Wisconsin 5987. Descend and maintain 2500. Maintain 2500 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 7 right approach. Delta 363. Requesting descent via JVL 1 arrival. Delta 363. Proceed as requested. Descending via JVL 1 arrival. Delta 363. United 910 is 14 nautical miles northwest of Benedict at 17,100 feet. Requesting flight following to Newark Liberty. SkyWest 4736. Contact Chicago departure on 125.0. SkyWest 4736. Disregard last message. SkyWest 4736. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. United 910. Proceed on course to Newark Liberty. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. SkyWest 4736. Proceed on course. United 910. Delta 2671. Descend via Wind 2 arrival.
Descending via Wind 2 arrival, Delta 2671.
Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum.
Chicago Center. Bombardier 400 Quebec. With you at 15,000.
Bombardier 400 Quebec. Radar contact. You're identified. Wisconsin 1. Descend via ESSP 05. Descending via ESPO 5 arrival. Wisconsin 1. Delta 252 Heavy. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7, Delta 252 Heavy.
United 147. Climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, United 147.
Frequency change approved. Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy. Good day. Thank you. Qantas 174 Victor Golf Heavy. Bombardier 400 Quebec. Say approach request.
Bombardier 400 Quebec is 13 nautical miles northwest of southwest Michigan at 13,500 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 8 right at Gerald R. Ford.
Chicago Center, Zulu Hotel Oscar Papa Kilo India November Sierra, with you at 19,700. Bombardier 400 Quebec. Continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 8 right at Gerald R. Ford.
Cleveland Center, Bravo Hotel Oscar Tango, with you at 19,400.
Zulu Hotel Oscar Papa Kilo India November Sierra, radar contact. You're identified. Bravo Hotel Oscar Tango, radar contact. You're identified.
Roger, Bombardier 400 Quebec.
Chicago Center, November 137 Bravo Mike Super, with you at 9,300. November 137 Bravo Mike Super, radar contact. You're identified.
Chicago Center, Volaris 934, with you at 30,800.
United 147, altitude at your discretion. Volaris 934, radar contact. You're identified. Air Transat 2747 Heavy, radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum. Frequency change approved. Air Transat 2747 Heavy. Good day. Cleveland Center, Air Canada 8115, with you at 1900. Air Canada 8115 is 3 nautical miles northwest of Toronto Pearson at 2,200 feet. Requesting ILS approach any runway at Detroit Metro. Air Canada 8115. Continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 27 right at Detroit Metro. Roger. Air Canada 8115. United 6341. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. United 6341. Chicago Center, Air France 079 Heavy, with you at 24,000. Air Canada 8115. Correction. Stand by. Air Canada 8115. Continue as filed. Expect the ILS approach runway 22 right at Detroit Metro. Air France 079 Heavy. Requesting climb to flight level 380. Air France 079 Heavy. Radar contact. You're identified. United 147. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum.
Cleveland Center, SkyWest 6556, with you at 14,400.
Frequency change approved. United 147, good day.
Air France 079 Heavy. Altitude at your discretion. SkyWest 6556. Radar contact. You're identified. Roger. Air Canada 8115.
Volaris 934 is 3 nautical miles northeast of Creelings at 29,700 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare.
United 910. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Volaris 934. Continue as filed. Expect the Isles approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare.
Roger, Volaris 934.
Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. United 910. Envoy 2012. Descend via RKCTY2 arrival. Delta 2671. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Descending via RT2 arrival. Envoy 2012. Wisconsin 1. Descend and maintain 7000.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7, Delta 2671.
Tango Charlie Quebec Whiskey Echo is 3 nautical miles southeast of Summers at 35,900 feet. Requesting Isles approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare. Tango Charlie Quebec Whiskey Echo. Continue as filed. Expect the Isles approach runway 10 center at Chicago O'Hare. Roger. Tango Charlie Quebec Whiskey Echo. Delta 363. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7. Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. Delta 363. EVA 55 Heavy. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum. United 412 Uniform Alpha Heavy. Radar service terminated. Monitor Unicum.
Frequency change approved EVA 55 Heavy, good day.
Chicago Center, American 420 Heavy, with you at 16,300. American 420 Heavy, radar contact. You're identified. American 420 Heavy, requesting climb to flight level 330. IFLI 144 Heavy is 3 nautical miles southeast of Doringsport at 15,000 feet. Flying VFR, American 420 Heavy, altitude at your discretion. IFLI 144 Heavy, Roger. Proceed on course.
Airport in sight. Bombardier 400 Quebec.
Proceed on course. IFLI 144 Heavy. Bombardier 400 Quebec. Descend and maintain 4000. Maintain 4000 until established on the localizer. Cleared Isles runway 8 right approach. Chicago Center. Golf Sierra Tango Echo Victor. With you at 36,000. Envoy 2012. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Descend and maintain 7000. Wisconsin 1.
Descend and maintain 4000. Maintain 4000 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 8 right. Bombardier 400 Quebec.
Golf Sierra Tango Echo Victor. Radar contact. You're identified. Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. Envoy 2012. Cleveland Center. Emirates 69. With you at 20,000. Golf Sierra Tango Echo Victor. Turn left heading 140. Descend and maintain 8,500. Emirates 69. Radar contact. You're identified. Envoy 2012 is 4 nautical miles northeast of Wilderness Air Park at 30,400 feet. Requesting Isles approach runway 22 right at Detroit Metro. Turn left heading 140. Descend and maintain 8,000. Golf Sierra Tango Echo Victor. Roger. Envoy 2012.
Frequency change approved SkyWest 6556. Good day.
American 1275. Contact Chicago approach on 125.7.
Contacting Chicago approach on 125.7. American 1275.
SkyWest 3710. Radar contact. You're identified. IFLI 144 Heavy. Altitude at your discretion. Frequency change approved. United 412 Uniform Alpha Heavy. Good day.
Bombardier 400 Quebec. Request frequency change.
Bombardier 400 Quebec. Stay on my frequency. November 137 Bravo Mike Super. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. November 137 Bravo Mike Super. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. November 137 Bravo Mike Super. Contact Cleveland Center on 127.0. Contacting Cleveland Center on 127.0. November 1026. Cleveland Center. November 1026. With you at 31,600. United 910 is 3 nautical miles south of Williams Field at 20,000 feet. Requesting ILS approach runway 24 left at Toronto.